ASMR gear, that. Yeah, you can have a bit.
Yeah, give me a bit more than that, lad.
Give me something more. Had them on before.
So, episode 10 anyway then.
Cheers, Jay.
Cheers. Oh. I wish you could smell this, you know, because it smells divine.
Yeah. I must have went to tea heaven because nothing's that divine. What tune is that, lad?
Don't know.
You're not getting a cheers?
Come on, bro.
Cheers up.
Mate, I haven't had
Teas.
in ages, mate.
Teas this week instead of being.
Oh no, yeah, we thought we'd change it up, innit?
Why is that then?
Well, that's because we got a sponsor this week. Another sponsor.
Oh, the tea sponsor.
Tea sponsor, and it's I was a bit sad after this. Before this, should I say? So we got ourselves
a sponsor. So we got sent so Sweet Pea and Little Wolf. They're a local it's a local independent business. Emma and O'Sheen, like family run business. Got a few kids, a few dogs. I think Sweet Pea and Little Wolf are the name of their dogs as well, actually. So I think it's named after the dogs.
What, like Sweet Pea, Little Wolf, like 4 dogs.
I don't know, 2 of them. They're on their Insta if you want to find out. So one of our friends got us onto this Happy Tea. It's got all sorts in it, but it's unbelievable. And then
proper tasty, innit?
yeah,
You do actually feel happy
it's
when
very
you have it, don't you?
invigorating, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? The clues in the name, like.
Yeah, so they do like local teas. So, the local company, they brew like herbal teas, iced teas, like apothecary. They do wedding things and stuff like that. They've got events as well, so they bring like all independents together. They've had one in the florist. I know a few of our mates have been to, so check them out. And they've sent us this and a stone as well, like a crystal. So thank you very much.
Serious? Where's the crystal?
Yeah. So one of our mates goes by the Energy Emporium on Instagram. She's wrapping it. Jay said I can have the crystal.
Nice like that, do you know what I mean?
He's a good lad, Jay. So I'll give it to me other mate who wraps crystal. She sells jewellery herself.
Mate,
I'm going to pick it up tonight.
a tea sponsor's ideal, you know, because like if it fuels the podcast and it's a sponsor, then
Yeah.
Exactly. And you know us and our drinks. And it's good to have a week off the alcohol, isn't it, Jay?
I know it is. I know, yeah, I've been on the last 12 nights, so listen, I'm nearly. Yeah.
no, I was going to say.
You could, though. It just gets a bit boring, I think, drinking all the time.
It does get boring when you're just drinking and you just feel rough the next. Don't the worst when you go out in the week.
Yeah.
I only went to have 1 or 2.
For the
you end up
footy and
having
that.
3 or 4,
Yeah.
and the next thing you get home, you've got a headache.
Oh.
Your mouth proper dry.
Dude, I don't know if you ever find this, but like the morning after when I drink, I just feel like I get hungover sometimes, but I feel depressed, man.
Yeah, just low.
Do you ever get
You're
that?
Just low, yeah.
Depends what you drink, though.
Hey?
Depends what you drink.
Depends what you drink.
Depends
Yeah.
what you drink.
Because like they say gin's like a depressant, innit?
Yeah, and like
Like,
a wine over, like a wine hangover is something else, mate.
Someone once told me that they get the word spirits because like what was the
Because the
story?
devil is involved in your
It's
in
something
the drink.
about like actual spirits.
Yeah.
And like
It's like an Arabic word, isn't it? Or
Yeah, I've
like
got-
alcohol or something.
one of my friends was telling me he's a Muslim, and they've got in Islam they've got something called jinns, JINNS,
Yeah.
and they're like all of the different ghosts and stuff. And somehow he made a link to the word spirits, but I
And
completely
jinn.
forgot about it.
As well.
And jinn.
Yeah.
Did it blow your mind, or were you just a bit like?
I lost attention, to be honest with you.
Too pissed.
Like, yeah, mate. Spirits and that,
Gin's a bit too much.
Had a double gin in this one.
Nah, just the tea. What tea you're on there, by the way?
This is lemon, ginger, and manuka honey with
Yeah.
extra manuka honey.
Oh wow, that looks the gear like.
Do you ever have manuka honey?
Yeah, I've had it a few times. Yeah.
Mate, someone came over here once and they were like, they went to use the loo and they came out and they go, "Why have you got manuka honey in your shower?" It must have been the most random thing to find in someone's
Like
shower.
you use it in the shower, do you as well?
But if you put it on your face, mate, it's good for your skin.
Is it?
Really good for your skin, manuka honey.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've got coconut oil in our bath. Do you know, like proper coconut oil? Because you put a teaspoon in the bath, you get out, you're like, oh, pat yourself dry. Don't even need to moisturise, mate.
Wish I had a bath, you know. Don't have a bath in ours.
You got a bath? Bro,
No.
you're missing out, man.
Didn't see that in the small print when we signed.
Didn't do a view.
No, but to be fair, we have got a boss shower. Like, you can vouch for me. My shower
got
is.
two good showers.
I've got 2 great. It's mad because we like, me mate went to see the house, and downstairs like we had like a little like sort of conservatory, but not really conservatory, is it? Bit more extension slash conservatory area,
Yeah.
and there's a little room on the side, and in that was like what you call like a washroom, if you like.
Oh, yeah.
You could probably just throw the bikes in there, had the washing machine, the dryer, and like just
Yeah.
threw everything. We did more in there. And then we got there on the day, moved in, and then we were like, why is there a shower and an extra toilet in here?
Yeah, you just
You'd
done it in
made
the
it, like, but
meantime,
don't get me
yeah.
wrong, it's done us well, it's done us good, but nobody uses the shower. I never used the shower.
Downstairs.
I think I've used it once and I've lived there enough for a year now.
Yeah, it's why I stink.
What would you say makes a shower a good shower?
The power.
Because for me, it's all about the pressure.
Yeah,
it's all about the pressure, innit?
Yeah. I won't name names on the podcast, but I've had a shower in someone quite close to me a few times, and it's just like, like dribbling.
Not enjoying it at all, yeah.
Like baby's dribble.
It does the job. Do you know what I mean?
The way when you're trying to wash your hair and you're like, this is still covered.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I've started doing in the shower? This might be weird, but I've got this like mood light, and I put it on like a nice blue, turn all the lights off in the bathroom, light a candle.
I get a candlelit shower.
Every shower time for me is like a spa day now. Yeah. Like I've just think, life's too short.
Honey on your face. Yeah,
I want to enjoy my showers, man.
It's mad that you were saying this, because when I went to the toilet then, I was just thinking like, yesterday I was proper stressed, and when you're like, I need to get a shower, but not even for cleanliness, just for like de-stressing. When you just stand in the shower.
You feel better after the shower?
Yeah, well better.
Like going on when you're hungover, like
a cold shower,
a nice shower, cold or hot.
Yeah,
just sort you out. You just when you feel all dirty and groggy.
Yeah, I can't get a warm shower. I get all sweaty. And
using the bog brush to brush your teeth and that. Nah, but you know what I mean? It does literally sort you out. But one thing we haven't actually done is introduce you, by the way.
Introduce me. I do live in it.
We've just been talking, but so here we are with our man, Mr. Jacob. Yeah. Mr. Jacob.
Mr. Jacob. Chin chin. I'll take that. Mr. Jacob.
Mr. Jacob podcast.
Yeah. Normally I'm behind the curtain, aren't I?
Yeah, behind the curtain. So Jacob's usually here doing his thing behind the curtain in the cupboard, letting us know. You might hear him coming into conversations every now and then. And we just thought we had a few issues with the guests last minute, and we thought, you know what? Get him on.
Yeah,
man.
We're going to get you on anyway. Like, it was a plan to talk about this, what you do, and just...
Well, I always think back to the first time we all met and you came over here and we had a little chat. We must have talked for like 3 hours or something stupid about like...
Could have been a podcast anyway.
Parallel universe. Yeah. Then we were like, we just need to do a podcast.
Definitely. I love it, mate.
It's a pleasure to be here, boys. Thank you for having me.
We've literally like...
How was the commute?
Fine, mate. Very familiar with the surroundings.
No, it's mad because I think this is episode 10 for us. Yeah. And as much as like it's mad for us, we feel like you're part of that as well. You're part of the whole process that we have. So it's
been a journey, man.
I know it has. Yeah. And you've seen us you might seen us develop or go down and spiral and down out of control.
Yeah, and you've seen me develop when I buy new cameras.
Exactly. Come in each week and just look at this. Oh yeah, what does that do? Oh yeah. But then you watch it back, you're like, oh yeah,
that's what it is.
Most things that I do in here, like no one else can tell the difference. It's just me.
I can tell the difference afterwards. Like you could tell me how good something is, and I'm like, oh, that looks the real deal. But then when I watch it back, I'm like, oh, I can pick up on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, exactly.
But like when we had Craig in, who was with Nat, like his name was Craig, wasn't it?
Craig,
yeah.
Them two are the
when
proper.
you're just together, like, wow, you've got this and it does this. I was like,
oh yeah,
cute.
We'll leave them to it. We had something quite serious to ask. We're like, no. Give them a minute.
We were talking about lenses, weren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 50mm lens.
Yeah, boss. So tell us just a little bit how you got into doing this then.
It's podcasting. Well, it's funny actually because like where I like to think that where I am in my life right now is just a series of like. Not mistakes, but like accidents. Like I never intend. I always just like take opportunities. To be honest with you, I never really plan things. So I never really plan. I always wanted to like, I always wanted to be involved in like technology. Yeah. Like and recording video. I used to record video when I was younger, like with my cousins and my mates and stuff. We used to do skateboarding videos and stuff. Yeah. And I always loved like being behind the cameras and stuff. And well, I'm qualified in sound engineering, graduated from LIPA in sound engineering, but like when I joined, I wanted to be like a music producer. I wanted to be like like a record label owner or like a beat maker or a producer, and then I just developed a hatred for the music industry over those 3 years. Like for the industry. I was going to say not for the industry itself, but it is, man. Like, it's a bit of a dirty industry, and
it's known for it, though, isn't it?
It's a difficult industry if you're involved in as well, because like people, you must have had people who come on as well, like with people being the 10th pint and that. Like it's mad, but like you can literally think you're the best band in the world, have everything, have the songs, everything. You just need luck. You need someone to turn around and go, I believe in them. Let's put it forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And also when they're at uni telling you how to make a career in like audio engineering. it's very like set. Like there's no room for freedom. They say you must be the T-boy for somebody else for 15 years before you can consider yourself someone who's experienced.
When you watch 20-year-olds who've made it already off the independent, and you're like,
and I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna start right now.
Yeah.
But no, so how did I get into podcasting?
Yeah.
Good question. Well, when I graduated, I had a few microphones. Like this room was a spare room.
Yeah.
And I had like one mic, like one of them that you're using. And a friend of mine asked me, I want to record a podcast. Do you know like where I can go, what I can do? And I was like, mate, I'll do it for you. I'll record it for you.
Yeah.
I've got a mic. We'll set up some chairs.
I'll make it work.
Yeah, I'll figure it out, mate. And we did. And then a few weeks passed, and they'd bring guests on, and then their guests would be like, oh, I want to do a podcast. So I ended up just helping random people do podcasts, and now I do it full time.
Yeah, it's word of mouth. Like,
it's a bit mad.
I know we've been put on through word of mouth, and I've seen other guests have come in through other guests. Like, it's just like it's just a fantastic thing to do. Do you know, like,
man.
if you can offer something to someone, and what's the word I'm looking for here? If you can offer something to someone and it's mutually beneficial for both,
exactly,
so like
man.
you love doing your side of it as much as we love doing our side of it. So it's not like if we were to do the podcast and we had to do your side, I know personally it probably would take away a lot of the fun for me. Definitely wouldn't be weekly. Do you know what I mean? There's no way. There's no way.
And vice versa as well, like, because like I have a podcast, the Source Code Podcast. Shout out. And
the link will be.
And we've tried, like, the difficulty with that is I am the host of the pod. I'm a co-host of the podcast. And the engineer of the podcast. And like one would assume that you can do both, but you can't. That's why I've got my laptop right here, so I can make sure all the cameras and audio is rolling. But like it really like took away from the fact that like we were immersed in conversation. And I thought, well, if I'm thinking it's a pain in the ass to record my own podcast and edit it, surely the other people are. So I think it comes with just wanting to help people, man. Like I always like helping people. I like putting my skills to helping other people out. So I think that's how it happened, really.
So was that kind of one of the first ones you done, Source Code, and then you was like, I can just do this for other people who are recording their own?
We wanted to do the Source Code for a while. However, when I got busy helping Trey from Front Left Podcast do his, I just kind of got too busy with it, and I was like, I'm so busy helping other people out, I haven't really got time to do my own podcast. But we've got about how many episodes? About 9 episodes out at the minute. Another one's dropping on Sunday, actually. Wait, when does this come out? Sunday? Yeah, so it'll be dropping today when you're listening to this. Check it out.
Give it a watch.
But after this.
Finish this one first.
boss. So what's it? So did Trey have one before Front Left, did he?
No, Front Left is that one. That's what
and it built from a camera and a mic in here, basically, yeah?
Yeah, mate. Like, you should have seen this place.
Yeah, you had a table against that wall, didn't you?
I've shown you, haven't I?
Yeah.
But like,
I've seen a few of their early ones,
Yeah, literally. It's basically like a bare room, and we had a table. There was no curtains or anything, and we just used our iPhones to record it.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
And how does that work then? Like,
what, just using the iPhones?
Yeah. How'd you match the audio up and stuff?
Oh, yeah, it's no problem to do that. It's just inconvenience, because like you have to clear like 30 gig of your phone before you record, and every week would be like, right, delete everything so we can record. But no, it's a pain in the arse.
I had a phone with 8 gig. It was iPhone 5C.
Yeah, dude, they were the best phones, bro.
Yeah,
no, 5S was the best one.
This 5C was terrible. It was so bad.
Oh, was that they were all multicoloured?
Yeah, it was all multicoloured.
What colour did you get?
Blue. Like a light blue. It was like a turquoise. It was a lovely colour, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And I remember I actually broke it. And I was on the phone to my dad over my ear, and I was grabbing my keys and like my wallet or something like that. So I went to grab it, and the phone fell on like this like marble floor in my head. And when you drop it, you're like, it's gone.
You don't want to pick it up. Yeah.
It fell down like that, and I heard the crack. I heard like that. And I turned it over, and I was just like, oh. So I took it to the shop, and the fella went, it's the worst state we've seen a working iPhone in.
That's it.
He said you can. It was
I've seen worse phones, but don't work.
For me to use it, because I was going to uni at the same time, I had to ask Siri to ring somebody. So I'd be like, ring mum, and next thing my nan would answer. I'd be like, if I rang you in, and my mum, she'd be like, no, you rang me. I was like, oh. It was a nightmare, but
man. I've never been bad with phones, my little brother and sister are terrible, lad. I remember our Ted once, I was downstairs on breakfast, like, what are you up to today? He's like, I'm going out and I'm just waiting for my phone case to come in now. And then as he turned around, his phone, he's like, it's a belter, you can drop it, it won't smash. He turned around, phone at the floor, brand new iPhone. Are they 10 now?
He's on about 20, aren't they?
11. It was the iPhone 10.
11X. 11 plus 1X.
It was like the current one at the time. He just renewed his contract. I was just like, you're going to get grounded.
phone's a phone, bro. If it works, it works.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
it, lad, yeah. I think a lot of people are onto that now, though. Like, remember in school when everyone was like, who had the coolest phone and that? Like, now, for me, if my phone works and does everything I need to do.
I think, though, like, when you had an iPhone 4, the iPhone 4s of a 5 was a big difference. But the iPhone 10 to 11, there's not much difference now. Well, there is. Don't get me. Obviously, you probably know a lot more than us about that. But like underlining, like there isn't huge differences. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, I remember we used to have Blackberries back in. Do you remember
I had the Curve, mate.
Yeah, mate, the Curve. Oh, dude, we used to.
Do you remember Scream Munch? And
Yeah.
What was the game you had on it?
Oh, like the Pong thing.
What was it?
Brick the bottom.
Brick
Breaker.
Brick Breaker. That's the
Breaker
one.
was sick.
Remember somebody completed that? Actually, can you complete it?
I remember some girl in my school. She
think you
had
completed it,
was at the edge and it slid up.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a slidey phone. Like I don't think they were touchscreen, but with all the keys. And I was thinking, wow, she's still there. Oh, they were the one, the kit, not the bold. There was one above that. Like they were like. Back in the day, lad, you'd be like, what, they're proper expensive phones.
Cutting edge of technology.
Cutting it, and now, like, have you ever seen a BlackBerry recently?
Well, they're bringing them out, you know, like they're bringing out, and they want the keyboard to be the thing now.
Do you want to go back to the keyboard?
The keyboard, like, you put it up and it's not a touchscreen keyboard. It's like a buttons keyboard.
Mate, but like what would you call it? Like physical keyboards.
Yeah,
they're underrated, man.
To be fair, you used to be able to type so quick on the Blackberries, you were like that.
Yeah, man. I love the keyboards that are like really like the keys travel like an inch when you press it. Like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What's the best phone you've ever had then?
The best phone I've ever had. Well, the best phone I've ever had is the one I've currently got. My favourite phone I've ever had was the first phone that I ever had. It was the Nokia some shit.
6210.
It was one of the, I think it was the E33 or some shit. It was like, you know, the brick phones.
Yeah.
Mate, they were fucking
I had
sick.
one of them. It was like green rubber, and you pull it apart. But like the phone would work. But then my favourite phone, I used to listen to MC Smalley on it, was like the Sony Ericsson Walkman, orange, and it'd like spin round that way.
Yeah.
Do you remember them? And like they'd spin like so all the way round, and then it could go that way. They were sick.
The LG cookie, I remember that being sick.
Oh yeah, with the pen.
Yeah,
the pen.
the pen
I had that as well.
Proper plot me next to tax with it every time when I come home.
Do you know what though? The pens are underrated as well, because like when I used to work in Samsung, and they've got the Note, and like so many people would opt for the Note because they like to write stuff down and like save the notes and stuff.
It depends though. It's how you're using your phone, innit?
Yeah, it depends what you want.
Bro, I'm so bad on my phone recently, bro. Like, I don't know how you guys were during lockdown, but my screen time was ridiculous.
Yeah, same.
Mine's like I went through a stage before this all started. I was like, I do want to be on my phone a lot less. And then when I was obviously like, I do still do it now. I get into ours and just go, and I won't look at it.
Yeah.
Really?
I won't look at it for like 3 or 4 hours. I
respect that, you know.
I like the fact though, like sometimes when I'm in mine, I'm with the people I want to be with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's nice just to, I don't need to text anyone, and just sometimes just get away from your phone for a bit.
Yeah.
Just have some like family, have some time with your mates.
If I'm
have
in
some
my house,
family time, do you know
like
what
if
I
I
mean?
go to yours, I'll do that. Or like if I'm like with my girlfriend or in ours or whatever, I will like. I'll be like, phone's off, let's go for a walk, do you know what I mean? I won't be always on my phone, but sometimes when you're on your way to work, you do want to look out the window on the train, but you can't because you just think, oh, I'll just send this text, or they do.
Yeah, I'm proper bad at it, you know, like, do you ever catch yourself, like, I think I talked about this on my last podcast with Saj, but like, I reckon that like notifications and the way that they work,
I've turned man off.
They program your mind, mate.
Yeah,
because like, you know when you get the little red thing at the top of your thing, you know, and you hear the ping and you go instantly.
Have you not seen the panorama on that?
The which?
The panorama. You know, panorama, it's like dispatches, like exposes things like BBC, Channel 4. No, so there's an actual, that is, like, that's how they engineered it.
Marketing strategy,
No, they've done it. So the person who created Facebook's app, or like the original first apps, was the same person who casinos got in to make them addictive. And like the way casinos are addictive is because like the slot machines crunch, and then it goes like ding, 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 ding,
that crunch.
You know, and it like ding ding ding.
Mate,
yeah,
it's all psychology, mate.
Yeah,
No,
so they've had it red because red's the most alert colour, so it makes you think there's something. It goes to get your attention, and you never stop scrolling. Before apps, pages at the bottom and you go next, but with apps they never have a bottom.
Mate, I've been thinking about that a lot recently because like it's so true how they program your mind, and they rely on like the human reward system, don't they?
It's like endorphins.
But like the when I first started catching myself, what I noticed was I used to think, oh, I'll put my phone on silent, you know, I'll never get disturbed by it if it's on silent.
Yeah.
And then I started to like wait for the vibration feeling so I know that I got a text.
Yeah.
And what I'd start doing is I'd start tricking myself into thinking that I've got like I'd feel a little something on my leg, and I'd be like, oh, my phone vibrated, and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And I'd do it, and every time I get it out, and I feel like a dickhead because I look at it and it's like there's no notifications.
Or even when your phone goes off and you're like, you can't you can't just leave it. You gotta go and
Yeah.
have a look. What do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
man.
it's so distilled in our minds.
No, it is.
I wish we had lived in a society with no phones.
Like, if I hear a sound from afar that sounds anything remotely like a vibration or a text tone, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I'll catch myself doing it, and I'll be like, fucking hell.
But it relies on your screen time is data and pound signs at the end of the day, isn't it? The longer you spend on an app, the longer they can market to you. But I remember catching myself originally doing that. So I turned all my notifications off. So like me from Instagram, WhatsApp, everything, just turn them off. And then I was monitoring my screen time. And during lockdown, I noticed I went the other way with it. So I was like, I was just not addicted to it, but like I was trying to find stuff to pass the time, and that was probably like the first 3 weeks. But then after that, I noticed like I wasn't on my phone at all.
Really?
I was thinking like, this is how people must have used to live. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I need to train myself to do that, man.
Yeah.
But like, it's annoying because
it is difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult, man. Because like,
especially when you do so much stuff, like you do this, we do this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
And
you,
whether, like,
same,
you
man,
sort of
yeah.
like, you don't need your phones, but like they do help us a lot with like promotion and like just getting to speaking to people and like getting future guests, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, man. Because like, I'm trying to be active on social media with like, you know, portfolios and just putting pictures out there. And when I use it as like an excuse to be on my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I wonder if someone's messaged, I wonder if someone's commented anything. And I have to like physically like put the phone down somewhere.
Of course, yeah.
Like, and mate, the other day it was hilarious, right? Because my phone had died, and I was sat there on the sofa, and where's my phone now?
There.
It's there. So the phone was like here, right? And I'd be watching telly, and then for no reason at all, about every minute or so, I'd just do this, and then I'd see that it's
dead.
That it's
click
dead,
it,
and I'd be like, fucking idiot, of course it's dead. And then 30 seconds would pass, and I'd go, oh,
I know.
I can't stop.
I used to go through like a loop of like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and then I'd finished
And
all
then
the
you'd start
stories,
again.
and then it'd start again, and I'd watch the same person's story, eating the same meal in the same place again,
Oh, mate.
and then eventually I just remember thinking like, wow, what, I'm meant to be watching telly with my mum, like,
Yeah,
why,
man.
It can be addictive.
I remember saying in episode, we were talking about this on episode 1, fully enough, and I was saying like, I'd love.
If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it.
I'd love for like
After this.
if I hadn't seen you in ages,
Yeah,
I'd bell you on the house phone, speak to your mum for 10 minutes before I speak to you.
yeah.
How's your mum? Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
stuff like that.
that's
and I
good.
go, you know what? I'll meet you in the coach at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah.
See you there. And then if you don't turn up, you don't turn up. What? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't text
It'd be a great thing instead.
Like,
Like
that always says that. Sorry, go on.
you feel like you feel so disconnected to. You feel so connected to some people, but in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, you say you might not see anyone for 6 months, but you know everything he's done because he's active on Insta. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or he's been on holiday and that, yeah. It's good and bad. It's just got to find, like, it's like everything, lad. It's just how you use it.
Yeah.
But, like, my dad always tells stories of, like, or it doesn't always tell stories, always goes on about how, like, if your mate didn't come to the pub on a Friday night for 7 o'clock till 12 on the short, no one in there was like, oh, where's Jay? Don't know. They'd be like, oh, I haven't seen him. He was in work today. He'd be alright. He was in work. I don't know where he is. No one would be worried. And then, like, the next day, my dad might go round to his and, like, see his wife, and he'd be like, oh yeah, he's gone away for the weekend with his other mate or with his brother. Did they not tell you? Do you know what I mean? No one was worried, lad. Now, if someone doesn't answer the phone within like 30 seconds, it's like, oh my god, where are they?
He must be kidnapped.
Yeah, he must have been kidnapped. Yeah. Whereas like back in the day, everyone was chilled out about things, but like back in the day, how generic's that? But now it's like, oh, he hasn't been online for an hour. Like, wow, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? And it's just, everything's got to be like instant. Like, where are you? What are you up to?
Instant gratification, mates.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think technology and because I think about social media a lot, like if it's good for us, if it's bad for us, if we, because Trump's on about banning TikTok in America. And
Is
it Chinese TikTok?
It's owned by a Chinese company. Yeah,
that'll probably be.
It's been banned. Is it been banned in
that's definitely
India
why.
already?
I think so. I believe
Is
so.
it?
It's been banned in India already, I think.
Has it? Yeah.
And I think America's the next like big country to be doing it.
So what's Trump's, what he's saying is his beef with it?
Data.
Well, Trump hates China, man, for all sorts of reasons. He's now using coronavirus as a reason to hate China.
Yeah.
And I think he's now using TikTok as a way to hate China. But overall, social media, like, is it good for us? Is it not good for us? I think it's like anything, man. In moderation, it can be good for you.
Yeah.
But when, like, what's the point in social media?
Depends
I
how
feel
you
to be
use it.
To socialise.
Yeah.
But it's what's in the name.
Whether you create or consume, it depends what you class yourself as.
Yeah, but it's socialising at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
it is socialising.
But if you're with your friends socialising in real life, why would you go on your phone and be talking
isn't it?
like I don't get when people like groups of friends are together but they're all on their phones.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like if I'm with my mates, I'm not gonna say I always do this because someone will find an instance where I haven't. I'll always try and put my phone away.
Yeah.
And if I answer it, I'll be like, sorry, I just need to answer this text real quick.
Yeah.
But I think if everybody can learn to do that, I think we'd get a lot more value out of the time that we spend. Because what do we love about podcasts the most, man? The fact that we can have an uninterrupted conversation.
To get in the room,
yeah.
We should have to because we've had like people on our mates, like we've had obviously Crackle and like Will was on last week, and I was like, when's the last time we've had no interruptions whatsoever?
Uninterrupted.
About couldn't get me words out then about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just about like, oh yeah, good, weren't it? Yeah, we had a laugh. Do you know what I mean? It's just like,
have you seen this by the way? Someone Polish.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like uninterrupted, just proper down.
I love podcasts though. Like I had the Joe Rogan with Miley Cyrus this morning, but I was, as my mum says, pottering. Do you know what I mean? I was doing stuff like, but I was just in the conversation, and my phone went on. I was just felt like someone was in the room with me, in my bedroom of a night. Sometimes I will be on my phone, but I have a podcast that I'm not too interested in. Do you know what I mean? But then it'll catch my attention because I just love conversation, mate.
Do you know who Duncan Trussell is?
Yeah. Oh, what a guy he is.
Duncan Trussell.
Do you know Duncan Trussell is the one who we watched as I can't believe this is happening, and he talks about swallowing a thread when he's on the acid.
Oh yeah.
He does know.
That blew my mind. That
Yeah.
that literally blew my mind. That thing.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't actually.
So you know Ari Shafir?
Yes.
He's got like he had a Comedy Central thing like this can't be happening, and comedians come on and had to tell real life stories of like this can't be happening. I can't believe this is happening. Duncan Trussell, I'll link you to it. Duncan Trussell's got one where like how him and his mates drove to this festival to watch the Grateful Dead. And
Grateful Dead, yeah. No, I know about this one.
Did you know about? And he swallows a cotton thread, and he's like, and he describes how he's like, I've just realised that the infinite universe and the cotton thread in my throat are the same thing, and he thinks he's going to die. He describes his trip in perfect detail. Me and him watched it in his, and at the end of it, he just went, wow, and just walked away because he described it.
He was like, if you're ever in a point and you're like, I just thought everything in my life, if I have a point in my life, I'm thinking, I'm that low, I'm that bad, this is not that bad. He went, like the thread in your throat.
Yeah,
he went, I feel like
coughed the thread up in
he went, I feel like I was going to choke, I thought I was going to die. Everything was like, I was like, no, and I started out and went, that's not that bad actually, is it? Do you know what I mean?
And that's what he bases everything in his life.
A metaphor for life.
Yeah, I like metaphor for life. Take that, tell your friends.
I love Duncan, man. He did a 5.5 hour Joe Rogan podcast the other day, bro.
You've seen it all.
I've seen it all, mate. Yeah. I've seen every Duncan Trussell podcast.
Yeah. It's mad how much time you put into stuff, though, isn't it? Like I watched the David Blaine thing for 3 hours yesterday, and I was like, that's a lot.
Just start to finish, or in
I was
chunks?
I had it on in the background. Do you know what I mean? And like I was working from home. But like I did go back after a bit and rewind, you know, because I wanted to know.
Yeah,
bits.
man.
I did. Let's say I done that. I thought I'd watch. Oh, have you ever seen Ozark?
Yes, mate. Ozark.
Have you finished it? The series 3.
Yeah.
We'll have a good chat after it. No spoilers.
It came out a while ago. Like
it's on the third series now. Oh yeah, and you watched it. Yeah, you've watched it already though.
So wait, is there more?
There's a new one coming out, but I watched the most recent one yesterday. I watched one and ended up watching for 3 hours.
Mate,
it was like I've wasted the night there.
How amazing of an actress is she, man?
Oh, she's great.
The one who plays
Linda Loopy, something like that. It's Linda Loopy, and it's like it's a alliteration. I know that. It's like LL.
The Southern girl.
Oh, Ruth Langmore.
Ruth.
Yeah, she's great, isn't she?
Mate, fucking hell, man.
To be fair, Jason Bateman's unreal in that as well.
Bro, do you know what we did? So, during when I watched Ozark, I had a friend round, and we'd watch it in the day because, like, during lockdown, like, what are you gonna do in the day if you're not working? And I moved.
It's a good one to watch in the day though, because the camera shots and that it's quite
well.
I don't know, because
in my living room there's a lot of windows, so if you're watching it in the day, you can't see the fucking telly. Cause most of Ozark is like shot in low light. Yeah. So we put because I had the studio. Obviously, I have the studio in my house. By the way, if anyone doesn't know, I bought the TV into the studio. Right, shut all the curtains. Bought the sofa into the studio, and I made this into a movie theatre, mate.
Did you?
Yeah.
I bet boss though.
This was a movie theatre, bro. It was a sick because I had the speakers that you see in the living room.
Yeah,
dude, it was amazing, man. Ozark consumed me for the whole week that it took me to finish.
It is great. It's unbelievable. Proper good.
What was it you were telling me to watch? Dark. Is that
Dark? Oh my god.
Yeah, see, it's interesting with like ones that are in different languages. Like you never think that you'd be able to.
You know what it is? I find you don't tune out. You just pop it in the zone.
Really?
Like if you're watching Ozark, you can sort it. You can. I
got that when Narcos watching the subtitles. Is it subtitles?
It's all subtitles, but it's all German. It's all German. So like, you've got to watch it. And like the other day, I was watching a bit. I finished it last week actually. So they brought it out and went, it's going to be 3 series, which I liked anyway.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3 series. So like, you're in for it for 3 series. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is the most. I can't even
captivating.
describe. If you couldn't even describe what the show's about, honest to God, it's like it's literally so much happens in it. Oh, it's just mad. Literally, I can't even describe it. Basically, it says in the German.
But you'll have a go.
I'll have a go. It says in the German town, and basically, it's about 4 families, and basically stuff happens to the families, and like there's time travels involved.
Oh shit!
To put into context, not to give anything away, but
you had me at time travel, bro.
But like put into context, like people's like, for example, like in the modern world, they might know some lad called John, and John ends up being his dad in the future.
Oh shit!
But in the past as well, it's all crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, so it all like intertwines.
Everything is connected. Is one of the biggest things.
It says that in the lift.
But honest to God, it's like it's the best Netflix show I've probably watched. I'd say.
Is it a Netflix original?
It's a Netflix. It's Germany's first Netflix original as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel about time travel? Do you think it'll ever be a thing?
Well, it depends what you mean by time travel. So
okay,
like other dimensions, travel back and forth, or it depends on your outlook on time as well.
Because what people forget is like we're bound by the physical limitations that we have as humans. Like you know, we can only perceive certain wavelengths and certain things. So if we could like transcend those abilities, I wonder how much like opportunities there would be to go back or forward in time. Like,
do you mean linearly though? So like,
well, what's they have like a graphic of like the space time, and then they curve it and then jab it through the middle. Yeah. Like I don't know what the fuck that means.
Do you think that time travel is possible? And
I don't think so, but that's based on my current understanding of myself and the world as I know it. But we don't know shit.
Do you mean like so? Scientifically, you can travel through time if you got up to a certain speed, like traveled faster than the speed of light. That is traveling through time. But do you mean like the DeLorean kind of setting a destination and arriving there and seeing what it looks like, or what?
Like
I don't know. I honestly do not know.
Because I've heard people say like if we can travel time, we'd only be able to travel back and forth from the moment that the time machine was invented. Anything before that is gone. So that's an interesting one.
I don't know. I just find it mad that a machine or something
could get you somewhere.
Could get you somewhere in the past or future.
Yeah, like how can
something that
I'm too stupid to understand. To comprehend.
I think
that
human beings are too stupid to even comprehend that. Like I think our brain doesn't comprehend. I think our brain doesn't comprehend how like even the geniuses on the planet. Like I think there's a lot more to than what they know. Do you know what I mean? Like there's got to be that stuff that geniuses don't know, because that's just one of them things. I think surely they would have figured that out by now.
Because imagine like the realm of knowledge in the universe, and then the amount that humans know. It's not even a speck.
That's what I mean.
Not even a speck.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Even the geniuses.
It's just like everything. If you think like even like space, like for us to travel to like this. What did I see? I seen it. It was a YouTube document. It was a YouTube thing, and basically what it is this scientist, and he basically like tries to like make science stuff quite easy, really. And he was like saying how the end of the world could happen.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I think it was him. Yeah.
What a voice he's got.
It went forward to the future, and like in the end, it was like 1 million billion trillion like, it was literally infinite. And to pinpoint in your head how far away that is, it's literally impossible, isn't it? It's just literally impossible.
You just don't need to think about it, I think.
Like an hours.
To be honest, if someone said to me, like, you know, you can either travel through time or travel intergalactically. Like, you can either have a vehicle that you can go back and forth from time, but only on Earth, or you can have a vehicle that you can travel through the universe with. 100% I'd pick the latter.
Same. I would myself, because... Well, have you ever seen Interstellar?
Yes.
Yeah, so things like that. Have you ever seen Interstellar? Yeah.
Mate,
that for me that blew my mind. He's got a new film out as well, Christopher Nolan, soon, you know.
I know, it's out.
Is it out?
Stay with me, mate. Went to see it.
You went, yeah, Saj went to see that, actually.
Yeah, it's like, apparently it's a typical Christopher Nolan man film.
But that's for me, like, I understood time travel more when I watched that film, because I was thinking, the way he views time travel is realistic. Like, if you travel out, like, and it's only been an hour for you, but it's been 10 years, he's then in another dimension and sees his daughter at the end, and he's a lot older or whatever.
Because that kind of like, it doesn't make sense, but you can kind of understand it, like the notion of it.
Yeah.
Because if you're on a planet that's like rotating at a different rate that we're rotating at, and you've travelled there faster than the speed of light, you're going to age differently.
And time's a human construct
even exactly. So like, if you were stood at the top of Mount Everest, if you lived at the top of Mount Everest, and someone else lived in like a crater down in the Earth, you would experience time differently.
Yeah, that's mad.
If you timed your watches, synchronized your watches, and then he went to live in Mount Everest, you went to live down there, and you met again in like a year. Like, I don't know how much different it would be, but it would be different.
But it would be different,
Yeah.
100%. It's mad, isn't it?
It's crazy, though.
It's mad.
Do you want to tell you a fun fact?
Go on, please.
More people
This is great.
people have been to the moon than have won Takeshi's castle.
That's mad.
Wait, what?
So more people
Remember
have
Takeshi's
been.
Castle?
Have you been to seen
The
Takeshi?
TV show?
The
Yeah.
Japanese one.
Japanese one, they'd always like what's his name?
Craig Charles.
Lloyd off Corrie used to narrate it, and like they'd bang it off like a beam, and if you got off the beam, you was out. There was like thousands of contestants entered, and the
How
last
many
round
won?
they used to work the way up to the castle. And the last round they were in like a car,
And they've got to
each
shoot
other.
the general.
Yeah, and it was all like monsters, not monsters, but like players of the game would like try and push you out of the game. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
And
No.
it's like, it's
How many people
proper.
have won it?
Have you never seen it?
No, I don't think I know of it, but I've never watched it.
Let's just for the viewers.
That was
Wait,
mad, sir.
Why
What
would
was
they make something that's so impossibly difficult no one can complete
It
it?
just made good telly.
It's Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese made good telly. It was on like Trouble or something. Weren't it?
Challenging though.
Challenge. Yeah. What was your fun fact you mentioned before the podcast?
Oh yeah, so we were talking about David Blaine a little bit, weren't we?
Yeah.
About like.
Don't tell me you've met him.
No, I've not met
Oh.
David Blaine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where I've met though. Penn and Teller. Do you know Penn and Teller?
Yeah, I
are?
know Penn and Teller. Yeah,
Haven't you met? You've met Daniel?
I have met Dynamo. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. Have you never heard about me meeting Dynamo?
No.
Oh my God, lads! Have I never told you this?
No.
Oh, lads, you tell it, lads. You tell it better than me.
You were there, lads.
It was my story. Right? So, I went to see Dynamo with all my family once because I proper love magic. Like, as you can tell when we're going on about David Blaine, like I just love like that it's an art and a science and a performance all in one. Like I do love magic. So we went to see him in the Echo, and have I never told you this story? No, we usually tell people this straight away, don't we?
We've never spoke about magic before.
That'll be why. So, was in the Echo Arena, and my mum had got good tickets for all of us. We were sat like front and centre, do you know what I mean? And then at the start of the show, he brought out like a table like this where you could see underneath it. And he was like, I need a volunteer. And my mum was like, pick him, it's his birthday. She got it for me for my birthday. She's like, pick him, it's his birthday. I was like, nah. Like, I'm quite confident I'll do this, but I didn't want to be in front of 30,000 people on the stage.
10.
Is it 10?
I think the Echo's 10. Yeah.
Sorry, and the people watching at home. But, sorry, don't you bears me bubble there.
It was 10.
10, yeah. Okay. Well, I wanted to be in front of 10 anyway. No, so anyway, we're at the Echo Arena. He gets me on stage, gets my phone out. He's like, have you got your phone? I was like, yeah. And then he was like, I'm going to guess your background. I was like, here we go.
No.
So he guessed me 2 dogs.
Nah, he's seen it, bro. He saw it.
Yeah, he's seen it. I was thinking, that's as good as it's going to get. And then he's like, put my phone on the table, put the cloth on, and he had like what looked like a bowling ball, like a big heavy weight, like a bowl, dropped it on the phone, he had like a cloth over it, pulled the cloth. I was like, get your phone. And then I moved the ball and there was nothing there. And I was like, wow, like there was nothing under this table. I was like, what? And he had cameras so everyone else could see it. And he was like, that's what I'll do if you're on your phone. Let that be a lesson. That was like the start of the show. He's like, you get it back at the end. So speaking of phones, I never had no phone watching this for the whole time. And then show goes on, he does his magic with all that. He goes to the floats away at the back and's like, see you later, have a good night, because he disappears.
So he stands there,
He, like,
levitates,
levitates,
And you're thinking, where's my fucking phone gone?
Then I was like, oh, good one. Then the lights come on, everyone starts going, and everyone's laughing, and I'm thinking, the whole time I'm thinking, have you got in touch with Dynamo, like, and got him to be involved in it? Because I just thought these are in on it. And then we've went into everyone started getting off, lights have come on, music's come on. I was like, wow. Went to see the fella at the stage, and he was like, whoa, where are you going, lad? I was like, to get my phone. Don't you remember me? And he was like, nah. And I was like, where is my phone here? Do you know what I mean?
It's in your pocket.
What?
In your pocket.
I wish it was there, lad. I wish it was there.
It's behind your ear.
It's just there to be on, to, like, leave my phone. And he was like, it took like 10-15 minutes, and he was like, go and get it. I was like, go and get him. He's like, no. So I went to walk, and then my dad, they're all laughing though, so I'm thinking, they're in on it, me mum and dad and that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Dynamo, I'll see you now. So he took me into the green room, went into a little room, lad, with a table out, a buffet, like tunes, people having a drink. And he was there, like, napkin tucked into his chest, eating into his top, eating, like he had like, there was all like a buffet, but he was eating. On his plate he had like chips and like a pie, like gravy. And he's like, oh, there you are. He was like, oh, come in. Was cutting into the pie. Guess what he had in his pie?
Your phone.
No,
Meat
meat and
potato.
You fucker.
Jay McDougall with the assist.
Even I've got a sleep.
To be honest with you, we could edit that out.
I was thinking, like, is this not going to damage your phone being inside a pie? Nah, we're keeping that in, bro. You commit to that story.
We've told a lot of people that story.
People are going to watch this like, they've got me with that.
Wait, so how much of this story is not true? All of it?
All of it. The funniest thing is, though, he told someone once, and he went, so where was the phone then?
That's what I'm thinking. Where's the phone?
No, so context for that, someone had me against the wall, not physically, but me back against the wall, like, oh my God. And he told it a lot better than me. I was like, in the pie? And he went, no. I went, the phone? He went, no, you knobhead, meat and potato. And I got off. I was like, I'm going.
You thought you got me as well.
I got him, and then we get other people, and then, man, it's kind of exposed now, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a bit gutted there.
But yeah, so my fun fact. He's not going to say it was good now. Oh shit, I was breaking my own telly. No, I used to be a magician when I was a kid.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like an actual magician. I was really into like David Blaine, David Copperfield, Penn and Teller.
Dynamo.
Never really into Dynamo, I'll be honest. I thought it was a bit of fraud, to be honest.
I thought that from early on, yeah.
But yeah, I was a magician when I was a kid, man. I used to be that knobhead around school with a pack of cards in his blazer doing everyone tricks and stuff, and it just kind of was a bit of a hobby.
Can you do any tricks?
Then I ended up doing like magic tricks on cruise ships for like random people and like stopping people in the street and like doing street magic and stuff.
Yeah, but
and
you know what's
you're a man of many. Just figuring a few pies.
Yeah, with phones in.
Because
many strings to your bow, many feathers in your cap.
Like my life has been like loads of like phases. Like I've gone in and out of obsessions, and one of my earlier ones was magic, and I was so into magic, bro.
Yeah.
Like my whole life was magic.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that like I don't do anything like that anymore.
No.
Like it's just like a distant
What
memory
happened was just like, did you sort of just like
kind of grow out
grow
of it,
yeah.
But I wish I didn't grow out of it, man. Like, because I wish that we could
Everyone
still
loves
be.
magic.
I wish that we could still be the kids that we once were.
Yeah.
Because like I was into all sorts when I was a kid. You guys might have been the same, and then you get older, and you have to study, you have to get a job, you have to do this, you have to do that, and you just kind of lose all of your little childish things that you used to do.
Of course, but that's
I
where
haven't lost much. Like
no, but that's where the fun is. That like when you watch we'll get on to kids TV programs in a minute.
Yeah.
But when you watch kids TV programs now, you're like, I personally do, and I've had this conversation with a few people. I remember how I felt when I watched that when I was a kid. Like, I feel nostalgia, and I'm like, wow, I remember this. Like, I remember I used to watch this in my nan's before school, and do you know what I mean? And,
Yeah, man.
Like, you just grow out of fun, not like in a like I think my life is proper fun, but like we're saying about being present on the phone.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, like if you're watching the telly, you're proper into watching the telly, aren't you?
in the zone, aren't you? Proper.
Yeah, proper. Yeah.
Like,
Do you think kids are nowadays?
Yeah. I don't know.
With their iPad and the phone.
No,
in one
mate,
hand and
completely
their
not.
headphones on. Yeah.
Because when we were we're the same age, aren't we? When we were kids, phones weren't really a thing until later on. It was just for like texting and stuff. But like your life didn't exist on that phone. That phone was an accessory to you.
Yeah.
But
Not
like
many people. If you had like nobody had phones anyway.
nah.
Then going towards, you only get one when I got one when I was like, I think it was like 11 or 12, just because I was going to school by myself,
Yeah,
so we know where you're at.
I got my
do you know what I mean?
first phone in year 5, I think.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I was year 6 going in the summer
Year
holidays.
7, I think.
Yeah.
I think I was. But I don't know, like, it's mad because you can. Like, I used to love The Simpsons as a kid. I used to love watching it. I used to listen to it obviously as well, but like now I watch it back now and I'm like, proper laughing my head off. There's like the little subtle adult jokes in it. Do you know what I mean? And that.
Yeah. It's different, The Simpsons though. It's like, let's get the shop.
Yeah, we'll get it up actually. So yeah, we asked the internet.
But The Simpsons, sorry to interrupt, you watch it now and you're like, they're dirty them. Like, they knew that kids would watch this but wouldn't get it. Do you know what I mean?
Bro,
like,
have you seen all of the predictions where it's like The Simpsons did this and then
It's
5 years
mad,
later?
isn't it?
Like the most crazy one for me is Donald Trump coming down the escalator. You seen that
He
one?
has done that though, Donald Trump. Like, he'd done that before as like a stunt. Like years ago, first part of the.
Oh, is that what The Simpsons got it
The
off?
Simpsons like done it as part of that. Yeah.
Okay.
I seen a funny one.
I know. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that I was like, as if.
There's like there's the 9/11 one, isn't it? There's a one about
yeah.
what's them two people who had the tiger or the lion and it attacked them in the end. They were quite famous in America.
Shit.
Oh, yeah,
I think they were foreign, like they had sort of like a foreignish, like they weren't like an American name. I don't think.
Yeah.
But I watched one the other day and it was proper funny. So it was like it was a nuclear power plant. Like it was all sorts of power, like everything, like a convention for it. So my home has been invited to come and do it for nuclear, and so they're there about solar, and it's the old fella with the gigs who has to walk and stick.
Oh, what's his name, lad?
So all these fella walk over in suits, and they're like, "So why are you here?" And he's like, "Well, solar power's the thing in the future." and they go like, "Get him, boys!" So they shut the curtains and he's getting filled in, and about like the curtain shut and 2 minutes open, they open up and it's just fossil fuels. They've changed everything to fossil fuels.
Oh my god!
And it's just like there's little subtle jokes in it which like it does stem to sort of modern day society now.
Yeah, no.
It's even like it's even coming back from like the mid 90s, early noughties, that sort of time, and it's like it's still present in modern day society now, isn't it?
I never watched The Simpsons as a kid.
Didn't
you
you?
know?
Oh,
Didn't you?
I with me tea 6 o'clock.
I
The
did,
Simpsons.
but it was not like a thing that I would choose to watch. It was something that someone else would watch out, and I'd be there.
I loved it, me.
Grew up on The Simpsons.
I tell you that I used to play the Simpsons video game.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember
Hit
that
and
one?
run.
Hit and run.
Hit and run.
Bro, that was the
That
shit.
was not a kid's game.
That was not.
It was promoting hitting and running.
Do you remember the rocket car that you could like unlock?
Yeah,
that was
oh,
like
it was
stupidly
sick, that.
fast.
Yeah,
That
there
was
some
crazy,
sick-
bro.
Do you know what was good on that game? There was a mission. I won't get into it. Go on, do the.
Yeah.
I'll be there for about half an hour.
So we asked the Instagram if you're already aware. If you're not, we put it on Instagram. And basically, we asked. Need to get.
What was your favourite childhood TV show? What was yours?
Brazzers. No, I'm joking. No,
Bum.
I think if I had to pick one, it would be SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
Like,
SpongeBob was boss.
because like when
SpongeBob was sick.
but before I came on here, I was gonna say Drake and Josh because I
Yeah.
used to love Drake and Josh. But
Was you a Nickelodeon kid?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
myself. We
But
never had
SpongeBob
Disney
was-
till, like later on.
SpongeBob was the goat, bro. It was
Yeah.
the best.
We only have 1 to 5 in ours.
Yeah.
My parents are aliens. I was.
Yeah.
SpongeBob's, oh, dude, that was
It was
sick.
by far,
Yeah.
Dude, I used to love like a Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was boss,
sick.
wasn't
Scooby Doo. Oh, Scooby Doo
Scooby-Doo's
actually
the
was
one.
number one.
Tom and Jerry.
Scooby Doo and Tom and Jerry when I was much younger.
Yeah.
But when I was like school age, it was SpongeBob. SpongeBob was the best one because like you can enjoy SpongeBob at any age.
Yeah.
Like, you can put SpongeBob in front of a child and an adult, and they'll both. Well, I
Yeah.
don't
You
know.
feel like-
I would enjoy it as an adult.
You can't.
You can't hate SpongeBob.
If I ever meet anyone who says they don't like SpongeBob, I'm like, you've never watched it. Like, you can't say you don't like that if you've actually given it a chance.
Bro, the first horror film that I ever saw was the SpongeBob movie. From the first one, you know, where they go to like rock bottom.
Yeah, and the ghost, like the pirate ghost. Yeah,
that scared the shit
Do you know
out
what
of me.
scared the shit out of me? Do you remember the Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Cartoon Network. That was just on one day after like I used to love like Cow and Chicken. You ever watched that? Courage the Cowardly Dog. And there was this Powerpuff Girls Halloween episode, and it was like petrifying. Like, it gave me nightmares as a child. And when I was in Vietnam with Waco, 3-week gap year, we were in a place, and he was like, "Hey, do you know when you was a kid? Did you ever watch the Powerpuff?" I was like, "This place reminds you of it, doesn't it?" And it was like
No
a
way.
proper dingy house, and it was all like, it was meant to be like that. And he thought it from a kid. I was like, that used to petrify me. He was like, that used to petrify me. So if there's anyone out there, let us know if that used to petrify you. I had me scared of the dark for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, lad, it was horrible, you know. I was
Bro.
like 7.
Get out your demons here.
Bro, I bet there's,
Let's all let it all out.
man, I bet there's so many times from childhood, like things that we watched that like program our minds to who we are
Yeah.
today.
They call the program for a reason, mate.
Yeah, man. Because like there's so many like kids who are scared of the dark, or kids who have like weird fears. They
Yeah, it's like, where have you got that from?
yeah, they usually they usually like
I
originate
had
from
a
childhood.
proper weird fear as a kid. You know
What?
Custard.
Custard.
I used to be terrified of custard.
Do you know what
Really?
I used to look at it. It used to make me feel sick. It was weird, you know.
Wait, so the taste of it you didn't like, or it like physically
Looking at it.
scared you?
looking at it.
Do you know what I
Our
reckon
kids
you
used to
went
say
to
to me
watch?
custard, and I used to be like, balk straight away, instantly throw up.
I know someone who's scared of salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sound now. I love me trifles now and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mate, custard's fucking
There's a
sick.
girl I went to school
Boss.
where I work with, and she was scared of bananas. But I've heard like a few people say that. Like,
Yeah, I've heard
I used to have a
that.
banana, and she'd be like, "Get away from me." And I'd be like,
Really?
It's mad that. Do you know apparently you're only born with 2 fears. The dark and loud noises. Everything else is a learned fear.
"Ah,
Yeah.
got you there."
Yeah.
I watched a documentary on the greatest fear,
Yeah.
and it was basically saying like, you know, obviously people are scared of dying, people are scared of this, people are scared of that, but like you'll find some people that aren't scared of those things. And the episode was basically trying to get to the bottom of like what's the underarching fear that everyone is scared of. And it's drowning, believe it or not.
Is
Not
it?
to
Yeah.
spoil it for anybody, but it's drowning. Because like when you drown someone, even if you want to die, your body's physical reaction to drowning is to panic. Like
Yeah.
you can't control it.
Yeah.
So like, that's, I think, when I was a kid, I used to be terrified of drowning, bro.
I've never been scared of drowning.
My dad always used to, fuck you, Dad. Now I know where this is from. Now I know where this is from. Do you know in the swimming pool, at the bottom of the pool, there's like the little filter?
Yeah.
My dad told me that if you get within a metre of it, it sucks you in
I got told
and you
that.
drown.
Yeah.
And I could never enjoy going in a pool when I was a kid because I used to go in, I saw it, and it'd be like this evil thing lurking at the bottom of the pool, and I used to stay away from it.
I got told there were sharks underneath that grid.
Really?
Yeah.
But then I don't know when it was, but in my teenage years, I went to the bottom of it and I touched it, and it was like nothing happened. I went, fuck you, Dad.
Still in your teenage years, you were like, whoa.
Yeah.
Do you know how I learned to swim? We were on holiday in Turkey, and someone pushed me in, and my mum's jumped up, and my dad went, no, leave him. And I've just learned to swim. He was like, it'll be sad. And then I've just got up, doggy paddles, and come back over. And my dad was like, come on. Everyone was like, come on. I can remember, it was only 4. Come on, 5. Come on. I was just like, and my dad was like, see, you can swim. Because I used to walk around all day with armbands on and that.
It's mad how your body just knows what to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
when you're in the
when
water.
it's gonna die.
Yeah.
It's literally sink or swim there, isn't it?
You know what I find, man? I know you want to get onto this segment.
No,
sorry.
no,
You're the one who's got to edit it.
Yeah, exactly. But like, we're born, right? When we're born, we have no idea about anything. We have no idea how to talk, what to do, what our role is, what anything else is. But when another animal is born, like a lion or a cat, or like, it knows what to fucking do.
Yeah.
Like,
well, like we're one of the only animals that's like you've got to nurture for a gate to walk. Giraffes come out, stand up, and they're away,
and off they fuck.
Like, they're all eating grass.
Yeah, they're eating grass straight away.
Penguins, bro,
everything.
like, and they all have this, like, if you watch David Attenborough, you'll see, you've seen David Attenborough, right? You see how like it's really intricate. Like they don't just potter around like you'd think they do. It's really intricate, like how the mother takes care of the dad. Dad travels to the end of the iceberg and gets fish and comes all the way back, and you think, how the fuck do you know that?
I was in the park the other day, and there was like, I don't know what birds they were, but like they were birds anyway. And they were in the middle of the lake. They had like a little patch thing that was moving. It was like, I don't even know what it was meant for. Just the birds like chill on that.
Like a lily pad almost.
Nah, it was like a built sort of like singular pad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like sort of like the size of this. Do you know what I mean? It was just in the middle, like in the lake. They put it there particularly. And like they were building a nest, these two birds, and like this bird was swimming off, getting twigs and bringing it back. And I was going, how clever is that? A bird bringing a twig back, and I can't remember who it was. Like, not really, is it? They're building a nest. They'll surely know what to do. Don't you? Yeah, but it's mad that you can look at a bird and think them bringing a twig from one place to another is proper clever.
Bro, what about spider webs, bro?
Oh,
that shit's incredible.
God, it is.
That's
like stronger than
engineering.
steel, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
for the size of it,
Yeah,
if you had
like
a steel,
the ratio of it.
Yeah, so if like you had a steel beam this thick or a spiderweb beam, like it would be a lot stronger.
Do you know the biggest predator in the world is?
The human being.
And it's like it's
praying mantis.
No. It's like it's not individually.
The ants.
Ants.
Yeah.
Ants.
Really?
There's theories that like if ants were the same size as human beings, they would run the world.
Bro.
Because the way they work together, like everything about them is like they just.
There are so many insects that are terrifying predators that if they were at like human size, they would end civilization.
Oh, they would.
Like, you ever seen a praying mantis attack
like,
something,
with its
bro?
little like spikes on the end?
It grabs it and eats into its throat as it's like, mate, if they were like the size of a horse, mate, can you imagine?
We'd be walking around like.
Yeah.
But like ants, I think if ant was our size, like the way like what its body can lift up now, it could lift up the Eiffel Tower.
You see
and
ants
one of them
with,
could.
Oh, if they were
one of them was our size, the way
in percentages
and ratios compared to what they can lift being yay big.
Yeah, you'd see an ant with like
Tower,
with like a breadcrumb, but like you can see the corner of a piece of bread and it'll carry it. You're like, wow, that dude must
just
be
with one hand like that.
Yeah.
You seen the guy that made like a snail maze? He basically put salt on the ground in like a maze pattern, and snails that they somehow know to avoid salt.
Yeah.
And it fucking does this maze just by avoiding
so we
the
put
salt
like two,
walls.
like the line.
Yeah, he'll do like a whole maze with salt lines, salt walls.
And the snails were in and out.
Yeah.
That's clever, that.
That's clever.
That's like that's a sick fucking thing to do, though, isn't it? Like,
Oh yeah, it's like either way, it looks he's happy.
it's
if they
finish
die.
the maze or die. Imagine you wake up one day and you're in a maze, and if you fail, you die.
Yeah, and either way, I'm happy because it looks cool if you die and it looks cool if you make it out. So he is sick, isn't he? He's tapped. Link me that one. I wanna watch
snails though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you can tell in his head, he's like, "This is gonna be cool either way."
Yeah.
Or he's confident in his science. He knows no snail would be harmed in the making of that maze.
Yeah.
Nah, mate, he's a psychopath. Definitely.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
That's what he does with snails. What's he gonna do with like children and?
Yeah,
and we'll put a link up for Jacob's YouTube channel.
100%, bro.
Go ahead,
we'll get back to the what are we talking about, bro?
I don't fucking
Do you
know.
know, usually, it's alright, I've just been thinking, usually on like a Sunday when it launches or a Friday, I'm like, oh, this conversation was about this, this and this, I'm just going to watch this conversation.
This, bit of that.
Yeah, man, because I don't normally do podcasts, so when I do, I'm just chatting shit.
Yeah, it's good though, it's good to have a conversation.
So, first one, we got Keenan and Keel.
Yeah. Better.
Then we
Can't
can
go wrong with that. Remember when they said that one of them was dead and he just weren't? Keenan and Cal? I think it was Cal. Or Keenan.
One or the other anyway.
Yeah, but there was like a rumour. Yeah, it was one of the two. There was a rumour circling that he was dead and everyone was gutted. But this was like pre-Twitter and Facebook. Yeah. And then he got Twitter and was like, I'm not dead.
I'm sweet.
Yeah, I'm just being in hard.
Probably one of my favourites, Sweet Life, Zach and Goldie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you know who used to be sick on that? Esteban. You don't remember him?
Yeah.
Remember him, the luggage guy? My name is Esteban Julio Javier.
I don't remember him.
Don't you?
I'll tell you who I remember. Who was the black guy that's
Mr. Mosby.
Mr. Mosby. Yeah. He's now convicted of manslaughter.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Is he?
Hilarious, bro. But Mr. Mosby was the best character, man.
He was a good actor in, wasn't he?
Yeah. He reminds me of Jeffrey from Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Oh, the Fresh Prince is amazing.
Mate,
That's probably up there.
I should have put the Fresh Prince.
I should have put the Fresh Prince. Can we
Trouble.
revoke our decision?
Did you ever watch Trouble, the channel with like My Wife and Kids, Fresh Prince, all them,
no.
Saved by the Bell? Belter.
It's good. Like I don't know, like stuff like Zach and Cody. Like it was funny when it, but like it was good values as well at the same time.
Dude, I fancied the shit out of London, you know.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, still got a thing for it now. We're gonna put a poster behind there soon. Ed and Eddie.
Bro, that shit pissed me off, man.
Did it? Yeah.
That pissed me off, man.
It was weird, but it was good at the same time.
I thought Ed Double D was a girl, me. I didn't realise. Like, but that's a sock, isn't it? Yeah, I thought that was...
Ed and Family Guy just piss me off whenever I see it.
Really? Yeah.
And South Park. Oh, I fucking hate that.
There's some hilarious stuff on Family Guy, though.
Oh. Actually, no. You know what? Family. I take that back. Family Guy it can be okay, but South Park.
South Park can be hilarious though at the same time.
No, man.
I've seen some episodes and been like in bits of it. Some episodes I've been like, this is weird.
No.
Yeah. It makes his opinions though. It's like it's
very current.
It's controversial as well. But one of the things they do is a lot of the episodes about current affairs. So they I don't know what the filming process is and how quick it is for them to make it, but pretty certain like they can make a topic like is discussed the week before next thing. There's a South Park episode on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's always current and like it's controversial as well. Do you know what I mean? At the same time,
I think I just hated the voices of the characters.
Yeah.
I
never used to like it, but he got me onto it. It is. Yeah, that voice is mute.
Yeah. Destroy.
Fillmore on Disney.
I've seen that earlier. I don't know what that is.
Who?
Fillmore.
Who's this geezer?
Don't know.
Don't.
I'll have to message him and say what was you on about. Might watch it on my way home.
Loved a bit of Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Mate, Drake and Josh was the
Hug
best.
me, brother. Megan. Drake and Josh was the sickest.
It was amazing.
That Jonesy still watches it to this day. He'll send me a Snapchat. He's 24, lad. And he still gets it up on like YouTube and that.
About 3 years ago, I discovered a live stream on YouTube that basically just plays Drake and Josh like 24/7.
Oh really? Yeah.
Fantastic,
Is it still active?
Have you seen Josh now though? He's a proper hunk.
Mate, he is, bro.
Yeah, he is proper. Like,
do you know when Drake the rapper first come out? I was thinking, no way.
No way.
That's what the only Drake I'd ever heard of was the other part of Josh.
Next time, you know what, which is a bit of a sick one. Do you remember it? 50-50 on TVBC.
Oh, lad, I seen that. That was
it was schools against schools.
50-50, lad, yeah. Blue and yellow.
Yeah. It was boss.
I never saw that.
It
Pure
was like
action replays in there.
There was like 2 schools up each side, and then down the middle of like the arena was like a
kid's version of Total Wipeout, basically.
Yeah, or like Gladiator, and they'd have like blues against yellows.
Wait, what's it called?
50-50.
I feel like the concept rings a bell, but I don't remember the name.
Did you ever watch Crush on CBBC with Barney?
Raven?
Crush, yeah.
Mate.
Let the battle begin.
That was called Raven.
Yeah, that's called Raven, yeah. Some girl in my school was on that, you know.
Bro, she was on it?
She was on it, yeah.
Mate, I always wondered, like, was that real?
Yeah, no, she said it was everything you seen was what happened, like.
Because that was one of the things that terrified... You remember Navar, the enemy?
Yeah, he'd touch you and you'd disappear.
Yeah, mate, his face was the first, like, horror film that I ever came close to, like...
Raven was good. Someone put That's So Raven earlier, and I was about to say, let the battle begin. And
let the battle begin.
And I just deleted it, like,
let the battle begin.
Let the challenge commence. He was sick.
The day that I found out that Navar was Raven spelt backwards,
Lad, that's today for me.
I was today years old.
That's, yeah.
I'm off.
That's mad.
Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, lad, aglet.
And I've just seen that.
Do you know what an aglet is? So it's like the plastic bit at the bottom of your laces, so on your top, on your shoes. Phineas and Ferb devoted... Did you watch Phineas and Ferb?
No.
Devoted a whole episode to aglet and talking about how good the aglet is. They're in an arena at the end playing a song. I was singing the song to him once. I was like, I'm going to have to get
he literally showed me the video. Like, I'm not talking like years. I'm talking like weeks.
Yeah.
It's about 3 weeks ago.
I was going A-G-L-E. People know
Wait,
it.
so the whole episode was about the plastic thing on the end of the
Yeah, they're
shoelace?
like, what's that called? And then they just like explore it. Yeah.
They were defo stone when they came up with that.
Yeah, they've got to be. Yeah, there was a Perry the platypus was their pet.
Platypus.
Perry the platypus was their pet, and he was
Say
like
that 10 times.
he was a secret agent, and he used to be up against, wait for it, Doofenshmirtz, who was an evil scientist who didn't want to take over the whole world. No, he wanted to take over the entire tri-state area. And that's just like a small region. And honestly, I used to watch as a kid. Like,
It's still relevant now. It's still getting done now, isn't it?
Getting done, yeah.
Do you want to do this? Actually, from me to you, that takes us on to the next one, the Chuckle Brothers.
Chuckle Brothers, man.
You know what the Chuckle Brothers...
They done a song with Tiny Temper, you know,
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Did one of them die recently?
I think that's one of the Keenan and Kel myths. Or maybe actually one of them did die,
It was Trinity Star. I reckon if we had Trinity Star to do it, he might say yeah.
I'm pretty sure one of them died, you know, recently.
He did, yeah.
Oh.
Can you pull that up?
He did.
What else is on there?
Cow and Chicken.
Do you remember Cow and Chicken? Mama had a chicken, Dad had a cow. Dad was that was Cartoon Network, like 2 o'clock in the mornings, fine.
Yeah.
Bowl of Cocoa Pops. That's
Getting all sugared up in there.
Loads of E numbers.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
That was scary. Courage the Cowardly Dog. He was like a purple dog, lived on a farm in America. It was a proper horror cartoon. Like.
Really?
Yeah.
Dexter's Lab. That was a good one, Dexter's
Ooh,
Lab.
what does this button do?
Dexter as in the serial killer? Or?
No.
It's like Dexter's Lab. It was like...
Yeah. He was like a little...
He had a lab in his room, and like he used to like...
The wall would open.
The wall would open and be in his lab, like Dexter's Lab. It was...
And he was always on a mission to do something in the episode, and his little sister, who was like bigger than him, would always like get in the way of his missions. Do you know what I mean? It was good. It was a good concept for the show.
What was the Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide?
Yeah, I used to like that.
No?
That was on Nickelodeon, wasn't it? I used to love... As a kid...
We had the few viewing hours, unfortunately.
Yeah. Did you prefer animation or like real life, like Drake and Josh? I think So Raven, Hannah Montana.
I think as a child, definitely animation.
Yeah, I don't think I had a preference, to be honest.
As a kid.
The only thing is that when I watched Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this, I sort of built up like an idea of what high school would be like.
Yeah, same. Did you watch Zoe 101?
Yeah.
We're nothing.
Mate, and then I went to high school and I was like, this is nothing like it.
Yeah,
it's like British high school is different, isn't it?
100%. I think even American high school is. Did you watch Zoe 101?
Yeah.
That's sick, that.
Yeah.
Again, Jonesy still watches that.
Mate.
Scooby-Doo, next one. Great one, like, to be fair.
The ultimate... I think that takes over any cartoon for me.
It does, mate.
That's the ultimate cartoon, I'd say.
I can't believe that no one, like, when you were a kid, you didn't like, you didn't understand that Scooby and Shaggy were just a bunch of stoners.
Yeah, eating Scooby snacks, just talking to his dog. You know what I mean?
Are you on that tune called Scooby Snacks by the... Oh my god, what they called? Fun-Loving Criminals, I think they're called.
No.
I'll show you that after that.
Yeah.
Watch it, by the way, they do it on Glasgow on the main stage on the pyramid. Oh my
sick, yeah.
god. There's literally people's arms are falling off. And then literally limbs everywhere. It's
Sick.
amazing. What's Bodger and Badger?
Oh, lad,
That rings a bell, you know.
Bodger and Badger. Lad, he had a badger as a pet, but it was a puppet. It was proper like when you stayed off school, CBBC, like, what do you remember you used to stay off school and it was always like not that good stuff on until 3:30? That was one of them.
What, one of the not good stuff?
Yeah, it was on when you stayed off school and you'd be like, oh, I can't wait till 3 o'clock finishes, and they put 50-50 on.
It was on for the stay-at-home kids.
I remember that when you were off school, all the programs that used to be on like CBBC, whatever it would all be shit.
Yeah, that's what that was. That's what that was, yeah.
Did you ever stay up so late that you watched teleshopping?
Yeah.
That's when I first discovered South Park, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Somebody
I turned it off.
We put it's criminal that nobody's mentioned Recess, which is true, really.
Lads, never watched it, you know. I've never seen a whole episode of Recess.
I have.
Again, because we never had Disney Channel when I was a kid. We had it when I got like 14 and I thought I was older.
Somebody's put golden balls.
Golden balls?
Yeah, that is a good show for being a kid, though.
Yeah,
that was sick.
Yeah, with Jasper Carrot. Did you ever watch this one where like
The bird.
The woman was like, I promise you, because they split or steal.
It's like for 100 grand as well.
100. I promise you, I'm gonna split. I promise you, I'm gonna split. And then she stole it. She went,
mate.
I'd just steal me, wouldn't you? I'd say, listen, I'm gonna steal, just so you know. If you steal, we're both losing. But if you split, I'll give you half. That's what I'd say.
So yeah, Hannah Montana.
Yeah, sweet niblets. Remember Hannah Montana? I watched the Miley Cyrus one today. And she's had a mad life. She's famous at like 12.
I know. Yeah.
Bro, she sounds like she's like 40 a day cigarettes, like chain smoker.
She probably is, isn't she?
Well, no, she doesn't smoke weed. She doesn't smoke weed or nothing anymore. She said she's the only woman in LA with a mullet.
I don't believe
That's a great shout.
I don't believe that.
Imagine that in your Twitter bio.
The only one.
I'm the only kid in town with a mullet.
Only Miley Cyrus could rock a mullet.
You don't see mullets, do you? I haven't seen a mullet since you used to have yours.
Your ma.
She'll watch this, you know. She'll pass it.
I'm only messing. And last but not least, which was actually a great one. They're meant to be bringing it back for a reunion. Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, I never watched that either.
Never saw that.
Which is a proper sick one, to be fair. Malcolm in the Middle.
I never watched that, mate.
Didn't you?
No, I've seen it, but I never watched it.
Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah. Just, lad, your mad story from today.
Oh my
Has he told you this?
God.
No.
On my dinner today, I'm like, I had my food. I had like 45 minutes left. I was like, what do I do? I was a bit bored now. I thought I'd done everything I needed to do for today. I thought, what do I do? The weather was quite nice, so I thought I'd have a little ride around Sefton Park on my bike. So I'm going around past, having a little, enjoying one headphone in, enjoying myself, big smile on my face. Bang, that smile got wiped off my face, didn't it? So went past this.
Got hit by a bus.
No,
It's what you're led to believe.
So just went past this couple with a kid on like a bike. You know, you can like push the back of it yourself, if you know what I mean. I noticed the woman at the front had something on her hand like that. I was like, what is that? And it was an owl. An owl was on her hand.
You're clowning me again. You
No,
think I'm
lad,
stupid, bro?
I said to him at the end of the story, I was like, are you clowning me?
No. Everyone I've told was like, is this a joke? I was like, no. I said, and I was like, so it's like, put mad having an owl. Bear in mind, it's about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in Sefton Park.
They're meant to be nocturnal.
They don't do what they do on the tin, then, do they? The next thing you know, about 10 yards behind, I went past another couple with a kid. But guess what's on his shoulder, the fella? Another owl. So I was like, what?
Is it Owl Day in Sefton Park?
I was like, what? This is weird, this. But long and behold, I've come from like the start of the lake this hard.
Yeah.
I'm coming towards the end of the lake where like the little shop is, the kiosk thing is. I've got about halfway. Next thing you know, I was like, you're not going to believe this.
Another owl.
I see another couple with a kid, and guess what they had on either shoulder?
Are you sure it went
A parrot.
An owl each. They had an owl each. They had an owl each on either shoulder.
You know.
Nah, mate, there must have been an owl convention.
Yeah.
There must have been, but you know what I mean? I just start a Facebook group with that. It's me in Sefton Park.
There's probably a Facebook group for everything, mate.
They might meet Owly.
Come on, bro.
Funny that.
That was brilliant.
Do you know what the most popular owl in Britain is?
No.
Have a guess.
Oh, God, here we go.
No one ever thinks of it.
No, bro.
It's obvious. The
Tell-
teat. The teat owl. That's a J-Max special.
Fucking idiot.
We don't even need that book anymore.
We don't even need the book.
You've been hanging out with Will McKee too much.
Yeah, meow.
That was a great one.
Oh, it's so good.
So anyway, album of the week for last week we had was picked by Will McKee, which was We Get By Jamie Webster.
It was indeed. What a fantastic album.
Great album, good album, really enjoyed that. And you know what? Who does not like to see a Scouser do well in the city? Really, you know what I mean? And they Reds or Blues divided. You can say what you want. Everyone's made of fun. Really, at the end of the day, innit?
Belter.
Jamie Webster, not something you'd be aware of much, Jacob, as you know.
No, given the short notice of today's circumstance, I didn't really have time to listen to it. But you told me a little bit about him,
yeah,
didn't you?
he was like so just to let you know, he's like, if people aren't aware of who he is as well, like he sort of started off just doing gigs really, it's like football sort of gigs.
Oh, bless him.
But he loves, so he's a big Red, travels at Liverpool, and then he just kind of got into Boss Night through like, I think the fella who runs Boss Night goes to match and he kind of just got him on. Like he kind of just fell into it. I don't think
basically what it is just basically just people with guitars
It was like
singing
before
into a
and after
mic,
the game, wasn't it?
and then everybody just comes in and
Yeah.
sings Liverpool songs after it, and it got really big quite quick.
Mate, I love
So
that.
Yeah.
it went from little venue like the Picket, which was about 300-400, to like being in the Olympia most recently, which is like
Really?
a couple of thousand. You know?
Well, it started as a magazine that
Yeah.
they give away on match days, just all about footy and music and stuff. And then they eventually done like, it was the Boss Mag, that's what it was called. And then our kid used to go years ago, I remember, it was in the Baltic Social. I remember going there a few times. And then it turned into Boss Night. Boss Night was also Rubik's, do you remember Rubik's?
Yeah.
That was Boss Night, so it was like Boss Night Productions. And then it turned into the Boss Night like before the match. And obviously, as Liverpool were getting bigger and better, Boss Night kind of ran alongside it. And Liverpool have actually, they've invested in it now, haven't they?
Yeah, well, yeah. Jamie Webster was actually employed by the club, I think, at one stage.
Really?
Yeah, it got, and
Wow.
Klopp's done a little promo on his
Yeah.
video and that. You know, I've made it for him really good, and like,
I think he had a trade, it was like a spark or a plaster or something.
yeah, he was.
He was singing like for Boss Night, going to like Dubai, and like they'd have them all over the world. Boss Night, they'd have them in Ireland, like one in India. They'd be everywhere.
Australia everywhere.
Australia,
Everyone used to come
and then
down.
he'd just come back and go to work. But still, he's now released an album that's kind of away from Boss Night because it's like his own independent thing.
Epitomises like the Scouse lad in a way. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's very like anti-government and like
Scouse folk music.
Scouse. Yeah, it's very.
That's what it is. It's like you listen to it. I listened to it on the bus on the way up from town, and I was going all through the Georgian Quarter down here, and I was like, just listening to it. I was like, there.
It does epitomise the Scouse lad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's
it
just
does.
about like people just going out and spending too much money on ale and going out and life in general. Do you know what I mean? Rather than
and like the working class life
yeah,
in
the
it.
working
Just
class
everything.
life.
Having a Boss Night.
epitomises it. But
Weekend in Paradise, what a
yeah,
tune.
I think my best on the album's Living Fiesta though.
Yeah,
I think I
same.
really do. I think that's just boss. Really great. And if you are listening, Jamie, well done, lad. It's fucking
well
spot
done.
on.
Well done,
That's
Jamie.
number 6 in the charts
6.
on the first week of being
Wow.
released. Yeah,
Bless
he's
him.
done very well, and he's only going to do better.
It's only gonna spiral. Not spiral. Gonna plummet even. Basically, yeah.
Well, it's the other way. Skyrocket.
Skyrocket.
Yeah.
It's gonna
both of them.
Spiral point, you mean
Yeah, you know what I mean.
skyrocket,
It's gonna plummet to the ground.
Yeah. No, he's already smashing
Yeah,
it.
he
And
is.
he's going to carry on smashing it,
He
mate.
is. He's really done really well from it. And
Bless him.
from
Yeah.
somebody like just getting on singing Liverpool songs to releasing an album in like this period of time was like 18 months, 2 years.
Yeah,
Not like 5-10 years. It's a quick period, and he smashed it up.
Yeah.
Well done, lad.
Yeah.
That
well
brings us
done.
on to Jacob's album of the week, lads.
Oh, mate, you're gonna hate me for this one, Jay.
I'm not, you know
It's
what?
a hip-hop.
It's a hip-hop. I'm labelled a hip-hop hater, but it's all about education.
Before we started, I was like, am I allowed to do a hip hop one?
Yeah, you can do whatever you
I was like,
want.
no! And I can't say no on the camera now. What do you
No,
guys suggest?
I don't know, because like I love listening to albums like start to finish, and,
Yeah,
and
same.
like I'm surprised that a lot of people don't actually.
It's
Like,
mad, isn't it?
yeah, but
It's
like
art.
it's an experience,
Yeah.
and like whenever like a good album comes out that I like anticipated, what I'll do is I'll take my skateboard out, you know, at night, go for a little cruise, put it on full blast, start to finish, and it's the journey. It
Yeah.
really is a journey, and every Kanye West album that comes out, I do that with.
Yeah.
However, the one that stands out the most is Kids See Ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know
The one
that?
with Kid
Yeah,
Cudi.
I've heard
Kid
it,
Cudi, yeah. Bro.
I've listened.
Has
Yeah.
he got a tune cut? He's got, and then there's one song I like on that. I can't remember
Just
what
one.
it's called. Is it called Yeah or something like that? Or is that on Yeezy?
Yeah, you mean you're on about yeah?
Is it Yeah? Is that on an
Yeah.
album?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I've got Yeezys on, but I don't really know
That song called Yeah.
Kids See Ghosts is a.
I remember
Bro.
808 and Heartbreaks by Kanye West.
Oh, dude.
It was such like at the time we were only like teenagers, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was
I was
like,
cool for that.
at the end, I was like, what is this?
Dude, I'm gonna play you some. I'm gonna play you Kids See Ghosts in a minute when we.
Yeah?
when we-
Yeah.
when
I
we-
think you know
when we
what? I
wrap
think
up.
I think
It's
I've
a mad album.
I think
'Cause
I've heard it already, but it's
There's a song with Ty Dolla $ign
Yeah.
where they like layer all the harmonies, and it is mind-boggling, mate.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know what? I'm gonna get that on my way home. Actually, that album.
bro,
It's a
you,
good-
you get shivers, mate.
the artwork's great on it as well.
Artwork's
Yeah.
fantastic. Mate, Kid Cudi and Kanye West. It's the best collaboration
It's
that's
just
ever happened.
me.
Is this
Yeah,
on the
man.
album cover? It goes like being bipolar is
No, that's
That's
that's yay.
that? Yeah, exactly.
that's the album. Oh, mate, and Yay was my runner-up. But when I Yay and Kids See Ghosts.
The different types of albums,
For
aren't
me, they're probably on equal turf in terms
Yeah.
of what's my favorite album. But like Kids See Ghost is more like, you know, you feel like I've never taken acid, but like it feels like I'm on acid when I listen to that shit. Like I don't know what that, you know, I don't know if that means anything, but like it's just you've never heard anything
Submersive,
like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Submerged.
Yeah, and Yay is like you get a real insight into his mind. Like
Yeah,
that
you do.
the first one, I thought about killing you. You heard that
Did
one?
you?
It-
Fucking
it's,
hell,
it's
that's-
called. It's called.
Count
I
off,
thought
listen.
about killing you. and it's just him going, I thought about today, well, he's like, yeah, and I love myself way more than I love you, and I thought about killing you today. And it's just like, this guy's crazy.
I always remember, right, and it sticks to my mind so much.
Yeah.
It was like, I can't remember, I was on, I think I had like a little sick day, and there was nothing on CBBC. There was only a few.
You'd seen all Bodger and Badger.
It was only a few years ago, actually. It was only messing. Basically, I was flicking through an ITV2 come on, and it was just Kanye West going, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Whoa!" So I kept it on, and I was literally.
That was a good impression.
I was literally baffled by what he was saying. He was literally like, the stuff he was coming out with. I was like, "This fella's lost the plot." But then
I think he is though.
I don't think he has lost the plot. I just think.
No, I don't think he's lost the plot.
I just think at the time I did, and now I've looked more into it. Not looked more into it, but like, I've obviously more's come out about him. He's just like. He's that creative lad, and he's got to be. He's got to be like that. He's got to be like that.
Yeah, he suffers bipolar disorder.
Yeah. But what he said, I've seen an interview. He said, "You want these crazy beats, these crazy shoes, this crazy artwork, all of this. Do you never think it comes from a crazy person? Everyone who has ever created or done anything different that you admire thinks differently to you, so will therefore have a different mindset to you. One man's mental illness is another man's genius. Do you know what I mean?
One of the lines in his song is name one genius that ain't crazy.
Yeah,
that's
literally.
a line from Kanye's song.
Yeah, exactly.
So it resonates true, man.
They are. Like all. If you think
Dr. Dre.
Mm.
I don't think he's crazy, but he is a genius.
But even going back to like people back in the day, like Lou Reed, for example.
Yeah.
Lou Reed was like, he was mad. John Lennon was crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I've read a book that says it's called The Artist's Way, and it's about how to like channel your creativity. Creatives and artists have this like perception that to be an artist you need to be crazy, but what that is you're not taught in school how to be creative, so you have all this energy and stuff, and you're not taught how to channel it. So you lose it, so you start drinking and smoking and taking drugs.
Yeah, kids channel it into like fighting and crime and stuff
because they don't know how to channel this creativity.
We never taught in school how to go and run your own business.
Yeah,
mate. You know what? Like I was on some guys. Guy called Ralph, Early Turtle podcast. I was on his podcast the other day, and we talked about school. And I've been thinking about it since then, and I'm mad, bro, because like school fucked us big time.
Yeah,
all of the shit that we are today is because of school. Like we don't, we had to learn all this shit ourselves about taxes, about life. Yeah. Why didn't school teach us that, man?
There's only certain things.
I don't understand why you don't.
I seen a picture today. There's like 6 things you need to know how to do. To filter water, to grow food, to cook, to love was one of them. To do X, Y, and Z, like that you actually need to be able to do. There was like 6 of them, and it was like none of these are taught in school. I was like,
mate, it's 100% because like people think, oh yeah, you'll learn that as you get older, but like or you could learn it to start with and get head start.
Yeah, and then as you get older, it's easier.
Yeah,
like, I've not used Pythagoras' theorem once.
I have, to be fair. But then again,
I can imagine.
I'm a sound engineer.
Guy who would though. Yeah,
I'm a sound engineer.
Do you know Pythagoras? Like that, he's like whittled down to Pythagoras'
theorem. Who's he
play for? But Pythagoras, that like people know him as Pythagoras' theorem. He was a genius in himself for like philosophy and everything. Like, like the Greek school of philosophy, but they were mathematicians and like so everyone knows him for that. But again,
philosophy and maths go hand in hand.
Hand in hand, yeah.
Like,
I had an English teacher once. I said, so there's first person and third person. What's second person? And she's like, there isn't one. And I thought in year 6, that is bullshit. I was like, there's no way they would miss out second person. Who would do that? There'd be first person, second person. For years, I thought there was just first and third person. Second person, so first person's like I went to the shops, third person's Jacob went to the shops. Second person is like my fellow Americans, in that tone. An English teacher in primary school couldn't even tell me that.
Bro, I didn't even know that until just now.
I didn't know until like 6 weeks ago when I was talking to my mate. I was like, there's no such thing, and he went, no, there is, and he Googled it, and I was like, I got lied to in school. I've took that knowledge with me, and I'm thinking, what else is a lie?
Everything's a lie.
Everything, yeah.
It's all just a simulation, lad.
Shut up. I'm not getting it.
We're going here again.
It's just pigments in your mind.
Episode 10's been a pleasure.
We're not even real. We're not.
What is reality?
We're just mere
figments of the imagination.
Grains of dust.
Crazy. This got deep.
It did.
It could go a lot deeper if you got another 3 hours, mate.
I need a cup of tea.
But takes us on to the finale of the show. We've already told a few jokes. So Jacob.
Oh, is that the finale? The dad jokes?
Do the honours, lads.
Have a read beforehand as well.
You know what? I will. I'm gonna pick a good one.
To be fair, school teaches you the basics: reading, writing, numbers, counting. But I think there's more than one way of education. There's more than one way to learn.
There's people. The thing is, you are like you're put onto the pedestal where you need to go and work for. You got to get a good job. You got to go and work for somebody else. You're not really taught how to
work for yourself.
How you could do it yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Entrepreneurial shit. Entrepreneurialism.
Who is the roundest knight at King Arthur's round table? Circumference.
See? That's it. See, if we never went to school, we wouldn't know what the circumference was. So yeah, that's just proved to us we should have went to school.
So basically, yeah, what have we learned today? That school was actually quite good for us.
School's alright.
Nah, fuck school.
Your algebra and your Pythagoras' theorems will be used if you are a sound engineer.
Yeah. Do you know, apparently if you can read and write, you're better than 95, better off than 96 or 7% of the population.
That's true.
If you can read all right.
Of the
global population.
Oh,
yeah. So you're flying if you can read and write, you know what I mean?
We're blessed, aren't we?
We're blessed.
Thank Jacob, thank you very much for coming in last minute.
Boys, pleasure to have me, man. I'm glad that I could fill that hole that your friend left.